Hello there, this is my round 4 of Edison World Championship Qualifier 8. My opponent is playing Vayu Turbo. From the replays, I couldn't notice anything particular, so let's start with the replay. Okay, so I'm going to start, and let's see what are my first cards. Okay, this is great because I can start with Aoi. Usually, I don't always want to do this start. I mean, not activating at first, but since the Vayu Turbo matchup is quite odd, I'd like to use it at first to actually see what my opponent's cards are, and I think that usually gives me a huge advantage. One more reason is that I have, after I have sent a Reborn Frog with Swap Frog effect, I'll have Soul Exchange, so 1 Reborn to summon Light and Darkness Dragon. But versus Vayu Turbo, this can be tricky because my opponent might send the Vayu and Sirocco to the grave before I do this, with cards like Graver, for example, and with Aoi I can avoid it, for example, by sending Graver, or if I see, for example, Vayu and Sirocco in my opponent's hand and I know that I cannot avoid it, I can just play around in some other way. Of course, I have also Caius and Storm, and these are two very powerful cards, so I think that I can cover many different scenarios with this hand, but still I will start with this powerful start of the deck. Cost. Okay. So, well, bottomless is not a problem. I have Storm, and still it depends. If summon this one, maybe I will not do bottomless EV Storm right before that, because Light and Darkness and EV Storm with Reborn Frog in the grave can make a really powerful combo. The chain knock, meaning that I can, if I activate, if Light and Darkness has negated as much as it can, for example, by Reborn Frog returning it all the times it has to, I can use EV Storm. Light and Darkness Dragon will be chained as chaining to before my opponent can chain anything. So even if they have Solemn Judgment or Starlight Road, they cannot chain it. They can chain cards like Compulsory Evacuation Device, of course. And but this is not the case where I want to do this, because they have just one trap card. But maybe later in the game, I could think of doing something like that. Maybe they draw into some Mirror Force, Solemn, or whatever, but not at this point. At this point, I have to focus on something else. This something else is a Dark Armed Dragon, because that is the main card, and usually the best way this deck has to prevent it is with Aoi, of course, not Royal Oppression or stuff like that. It's even better than Dashut because they are not allowed to, they won't draw it again. While with Dashut they actually can, and they don't play Monster Incarnation or other cards, so it will stay in the grave and be unused for all the game, and this is very tempting. So what else do they have? Necro and Vayu, there is really no point in discarding them. So the other cards are Amster and Caius. Well, it's true that if they draw a card, I can use a Storm, Caius, attack for damage. For example, if I don't know, discard. I really see that the only good choice is Dark Armed Dragon. Caius at some point might be used by my opponent, but still it's not. Not immediately. because I can actually, I have Caius for one set monster to be banished, and then soul exchange for the other. They have to, I don't know, do something like top deck Brain, or find a way to send a plug to the grave, maybe summon it for Goy and stuff like that, but still, in any case, with this card they would have, maybe they could actually even win in case of one of these top decks, so it's really the only actual choice to me. Okay, now I don't know, it's the only card I could set. They choose not to set any monster, that's kind of a good choice. If I use the Treeborn, they could, I mean, it's good, because if they try to do Brain Caius, they have to take the Treeborn, then Caius on this one, but at that point I take 2400 damage, but next turn I can Storm Caius and do my own plane, so I think it's good. And if they don't do what I said, now they can set the monster, for example, and if they don't, I can this turn set Dupe Frog, and the next turn tribute both two monsters for Light and Darkness. So I think I'm in a good position. They have access only to Vayu, not Sirocco yet. So it's kind of a good choice. One new card for my opponent, not Kyle actually. Misclick, okay. Well, this was a good top deck, I think. So they can discard actually, Necro. To send plug, okay, so they want to do something right now. They don't want to be, I mean, to send the Sirocco to have, to get rid of Latin Arcans as soon as it hits the field. I mean, during their turn, but still. So they want to be more aggressive. One card. So next turn they will still have all the cards that I know, because the only new card was this one. Now I think it won't be shuffled. So it's really, I mean, I know all the cards. The card for this turn and next turn. 6, Goyo, guess, okay. And they want to kidnap my Trigger. Of course, it was Greffer to be plug to be banished, not Greffer. I don't have other Treeborn, but that's not actually a problem. Now I can do a couple of. I have a couple of choices. Technically, I could Soul X into Light and Darkness. It's not actually bad. Let's go to main phase just to be okay. Yes, it's not bad, but I would be in a situation where I have only Light and Darkness attacking. My opponent has this one. Next turn they will draw a Caius, or they have it already, it doesn't matter. So by tributing this one Caius, Light and Darkness would have 2300 of attack. If he would attack, I would summon Dupe or Swap Frog from the grave. But still, it wouldn't be optimal. I think there's something else better, because I can use EV Storm this turn, then use Soul Exchange on this one, Caius on the Goyo. So for this game, Goyo is gone, and this is a really good thing. And they would have Caius, Vayu, and Hamster. I mean, the only 3 cards in hand. So next turn, if they set the monster, I could summon Raiza. Other damage, I mean, the first damage, 48, and later on, I can summon Light and Darkness. And I think, I don't know if there's something they can actually do at this point to prevent what I'm going to do about this, because they're going to draw, one more card in 2 turns, and if that one card is not what they need, This is my plan, and it will allow me to do 48,000 damage twice. The first turn with Caius and Raiza, the later turn with Light and Darkness attacking the set monster, and these two attacking, making a direct attack. So I think that I will go for this. Caius, banish, and pass. Now, just as a reminder, these are the cards that I know. And with a Caius on the field attacking, now they cannot use the strategy of not setting anything except bottomless, so that I cannot use my monarchs. They have to hope that I don't have any other monarchs, but I do. Right, so this is the loop. I mean, I don't have a swap frog of 2 bounce rides, but still it won't be necessary. Okay, so previously I said that they will have one more card, and of course it was not true, because Raiza bounced the card, so it is the same card of before, as you can see. He actually played with the first 6 cards. No, 7 cards, 6 seen by Aoi, and the 7th, the Greffer, one turn later, so now it doesn't actually matter what they said. Okay, they have a Necro, but I don't... Yeah, that could actually give him 1 turn. I said GG. Okay, I was not considering it, but maybe they didn't, or that there was not a good top deck, especially because that was gone to actually go on with the game. So now he's starting, so I'm siding usually trap cards, Kaiku, Vanity, and maybe, yes, I'm playing without Aoi, just because if they start in an aggressive way, I don't want to have I don't know, a card like Aoi, which is good, but they have I mean, you can take serious damage if you do it a second, and especially on game after game 1. So I think that what I said is what I'm actually siding. I mean, among my trap cards, there is also the Transmigration Prophecy, which is really great against this deck. Okay, this is not great, because my only frog is Unifrog. I mean, it's a great card, but alone it doesn't do that much. This can buy me some time, but see, we have to see the 6th card, of course. This is good, because it helped me. Okay, dash shoot. Let's see what maybe goes, because it's my only actually playable card. Now I can, I mean, that could be a Raikou or an hamster. I could set enemy controller. I mean, like a sort of to bluff the torrential. So they flip Raikou, and then they mill, of course, and I have torrential for the turn later. But they will have 4 cards, and knowing that I have torrential still in my hand, they could actually summon everything they have, knowing that I have no Gors. So they will go for damage. So I don't feel like setting this one. If I set torrential, the only bad scenario is if they actually have Raikou and they also mill something good. But still, if they don't have Raikou and that is a Vayu set, it's going to be harder for my opponent to do something else. I mean, this is not a great situation. I should, I mean, if I draw in don't know, maybe Solex, Brain, or Frog, I can actually start to play. That could also be, I mean, at this point, my opponent cannot use virus, but they need something to use the virus, like Sirocco usually. If they don't have Greffer and they have no access to Armed Wing. If I set Unifrog, well, Unifrog and Torrential is useless. Also, it's not a good bluff because my opponent knows what this is. So it's pointless. In case they have Vayu to tribute for Sirocco and into a virus, it depends. I can actually use Torrential. I mean, set Torrential and have no monster. No, of course, they could set tribute set for Vayu and for Sirocco and use the virus. That would not be great for me, but still I wouldn't take any damage. I would keep my Torrential. In case I draw Treeborn, that will be discarded. If I draw Solex, I can just wait for the right spot to use it, even if my opponent knows it. So I think that in all this scenario, Torrential is slightly better even if it's, I mean, it's known. Okay, that's Raikou, chaining, sort of good. Okay. Well, mostly depends on my opponent, and this is just one of my cards for my opponent. But they have advantage of knowing my cards, and okay, because of course they know what I have, and especially what I don't have. I don't feel that a virus is coming next turn, so let's see what I'm going to draw. Okay, Tribor, not bad. Thing is, if I set it and I have Caius, it's bad, because I lose any access to frogs. So, what I can actually do is setting Tribor and enemy controller. If I do so, in case of Caius, I can tribute, use enemy tribute Tribor to take control of Caius, so I will prevent the damage, of course, and have Tribor in the grave instead of banished. Of course, they might have DD Crow or Soul Release. At the point, it would be a problem, but still they must have all of these cards, and maybe they do, maybe they don't. We'll see. So they are not doing something like that. I don't know, they're attacking with Necro. They might think it's Treeborn or Unifrog maybe. So they have, I mean, they know that I have Caius and Vanity. So. But, I mean, I think at this point, if they had Caius, they would have summoned it. Because, I mean, they could actually see into the enemy controller, but if I tribute enemy controller to the control of Necro Gardena, so they don't tribute it for Caius, they might actually use the Crow also release, and they lose every access to the frogs. Yeah, but if I switch it to defense position, they must have Caius, and just that one. So I think that I'm going to risk with this second option. If they have Caius, they might have one, except, I don't know, I draw Soul Exchange. So they are not, they don't have Caius. Set 2 cards, meaning, okay. They don't fear Eve Storm, of course. Usually, it might be, I mean, they don't have Caius, so one of those cards might be pulling the rug. Maybe one other is a virus, because they plan to summon it next turn, but still it's... okay, it might be actually. Because they might have Sirocco in hand, not tributing the Necro Gardena, maybe because they have Torrential. Well, there are many different scenarios. I think I'm going to find it out in the easiest, the fastest way. I mean, I could summon Raiza, but I think that would be, I mean, it would be great for Necro Garden on top of the deck. But I mean, 3-set, I'm not going to summon Vanity Fiend, even if my opponent knows I have Vanity, so they might have set just to intimidate me. But at this point, yeah, if they torrential and then I use that, it's a problem. But still, they might have they have too many out to Vanity. So I think I'll go with Caius. No, Raiza. Okay. I mean, that's... maybe now I would do something different just because my opponent knows Caius. So I'm not giving more information because I'm feeling something like pulling the rug, so it's... Okay, not negating. Okay. Okay, this point is good because that's not a good card to redraw. Now, they might be intimidating or they might have, want me to... I don't think they have Torrential Tribute, but still they might have Mirror Force, and as I have Vanity Fiend, they're not going to summon it. But if they don't pass to an aggressive formation, I don't know how to say it, next turn, meaning that they set a monster, and not summon Goy or something like that. Next turn, I'm not going to summon Vanity or Caius, but Unifrog, just to test those cards, because there can be Royal Oppression, Virus, not pulling the rug, not Bottomless, maybe Mirror Force. So I'm going to force something. Okay. No, did you grow? Okay, no. Yes, did you grow? Okay, so I'm not going to summon Unifrog because it would be without effect. I'm not even thinking on tributing Raiza for too many reasons. Sorry. Because they have now they have 3 darks. If I attack with Necro, it would be 4 darks, meaning they have, Necro can be banished, but they turn later. Of course, if they have Mirror Force and then Dad, they can actually use it, but still I would have, after I set the Tribune Frog, I would have Caius, so, and they don't have pulling the rug, so I would be not in a bad position. Of course, they might use Virus on that, but that's not a problem, usually. So I'll just attack. Okay. Now they just draw into Sirocco. It sounds like a Virus. After side, it's all about Virus versus this deck. At least in the earlier turns. This is not bad. Let's see if they have another Diddy Crow. They don't, okay. I think that no, it's, they could have, because that was the first time I was using a Tribune Frog effect, and now it's successful. Now I'm doing what I said I wanted to do in the previous turn. Now it's even better, because I can actually force the Virus, so actually destroying both Sirocco and the Virus, and I'm not losing anything in my hand. I think my opponent this is just the one unknown card from the Dashut, so it's not a really bad position to me. I on summon. Okay, this is weird, but okay. Yeah, maybe to see my hand. Necro for dark, so okay, it's just for the damage. And okay. Okay, now I remember that I did one misplay. Well, of course, one more thing first. When you draw MST as a 4th card, you should actually think about it. In this case, it's not actually a problem because the shoot is in the grave. But as a turn player, I retain priority on activating cards. In this at the start of any phase, including draw phase. So, in the draw phase, as a first thing, I could actually use MST on one of my opponent's cards. At that point, that shoot cannot be chained, in case they have it. This is not the case, of course, but at this point I wanted to use it, but I think I remember that I did a serious mistake, because in the previous turn I have information about this one and this one card, but not this one. I mean, like not Torrential, not maybe not Mirror Force. Yes, because in that case they would have used it on Unifrog and Ryza, both, instead of using the virus at that point. So I have a lot of information about these two, but none about this one. So it could be Torrential and or Mirror Force and other cards, other powerful cards. At this point, I want to summon Vanity's Fiend. So the right choice would be using MST on this one, but I think I did the die roll to of course I have to show it, but still this doesn't affect the priority of the turn player. Okay, I just use it. Now maybe I was testing for Torrential at this point, because if they do actually use Torrential, then I use Vanity Fiend on this one after using Typhoon on one of the other ones. So this was kind of a mistake, because I do this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but still I use the roll die when I don't have different information about the card. Maybe, for example, if they are set on the same turn and I'm not assuming my opponent hasn't chosen in any particular way, or I don't know what that particular way, the order of the cards, At this point, this card has so less information compared to the others, so that was going to be used. That had to be the target, but I didn't. So it's a book. Okay. To a Vanity, that would have been a good card, because they can set it and then use do as many special summon as they want, assuming they can. So it was an out to Vanity. So my next play is summoning Vanity Fiend, but this is bad. We are the same. They have one more card. It's like, okay. This should be actually should tell me that something is wrong, because they know that I have Caius in hand. They know that I know that that's not a pulling drag, so it should be okay. This is discarded. This is the third turn of Virus. At this point, I don't know. I could use Solex Caius, but still I have my Light and Darkness in the deck, I think 2 of them, and so I'm not actually sure about using Solex, even because I want to banish, of course. So I will just go with the Caius. They don't have, they cannot have Torrential Tribute, so let's see what's going to happen. This banished, and now I'm attacking. They either want to just prevent the attack or they want to use Gorse. Let's see, they take the damage, so it is Gorse. This is not particularly good for me. I mean, I have still so many life points. If my opponent uses, I mean, if they draw Caius, it's bad for me. Otherwise, it depends. The good thing is that Plug plus Gorse or the token is not going to do anything. So, and also if they draw, I don't know, level 4 monster, they cannot use that one and Plug to make a Goyo because they don't have enough cards. So it's bad, but not super bad. It mostly depends on my next card, because if something in combo with Solex, I can get rid of all these cards, maybe. And okay, they're going just for the damage. I could have Gorse, but no, they know all my cards, so they know that it's a Solex change. More damage. Now, no more virus. This is actually good, because I have all the dupes, the Treeborn, and one of my opponent monsters. So I have 3 of this. Let's fast forward. Oh. Okay, sorry, fast forward too much. Still, I did the lock. I have left in my deck 1 Swap Frog. I couldn't leave, I mean, I couldn't summon the Unifrog because it was already gone. But at this point I have the actual solid lock. I sided out Dupe Frog. But at this point I can use, I mean, if I destroy in battle Vayu, I enable everything in the Vayu effect. But still, with brain control, I could win. At this point, I think that I'm sure I didn't notice the Necrogardana. So I kind of think that I could have game unless, don't know, Mirror Force. No pressure, okay. I did this I mean, I didn't have other frogs, for example, that would be good. I mean, I don't want to destroy this one, except if I win this turn. So I'm going to attack it. I'm switching this in attack position, because if my opponent has Mirror Force, I can trigger the effect and still have the soft lock, which at this point is not bad because he's in top deck. So I would add, I don't know, maybe Unifrog, maybe Swap Frog, depending on the situation. Maybe a Swap Frog. And so let's see what's going to happen. Necro, the second time the same Necro. That was what made me do the mistake, because I thought it was gone, but this was actually a misplay. While the Torrential Tribute and MST was not totally a misplay, this one is actually. I don't think that I want to attack that Vayu, because next turn it could have so many more cards. Of course, I mean, also, I'm not going to lose this Swap Frog. Maybe they're going to put this in defense position, so if I draw another Monarch, next turn I can get rid of this one and destroy this one in defense position with any frog, so I don't feel the need to send that Vayu to the grave like now. Still, I'm letting this one on the field because, I mean, in the case that I said, drawing a monarch and doing things, I'd like to close the game, I mean, to make all the damage, so I will have this, in case they have this on the field, in case they leave this one in attack position. Okay, I'm not going to destroy it right now. This is interesting. Now, the real problem is if this their set card is something which can be activated, especially on an attack, because I can summon this one with the Tribune, of course, and by debuting this one and Tribune. At that point, the problem would be, I don't know, Mirror Prison, because Light and Darkness would lose 500 attack and would not be able to destroy this one by battle. But still, it wouldn't be that dramatic, because at that point, I have to wait, for example, next turn to draw Monarch and use it I have 4 Monarchs left, or enemy controller, to win the game, and that card would also be gone, so even less cards from my opponent. That plug is not going to be of any use at this point. Okay, I think that I will try this one with Light and Darkness, seeing if... I mean, at this point, I don't think that... I'm not going to destroy the Vayu, of course. I'm just going to destroy this one. I mean, I will try it. And if everything goes smooth, next turn I could actually win, but let's see. It is actually destroyed. I don't need to do anything else. I mean, I'm thinking, but... Now, okay, this is the grave, no dad. Plug, it's not so useful. Oh, they have the third Sirocco, okay. And at this point I can take it if Vayu would have been... Caius would have been a little worse, just for the attack, not for the effect. So I think that... Okay. Let's see what they want to do, because they also have plug at this point with a level 6, meaning a level 8, and they need a level 8 to get rid of Light and Darkness. I mean, they could also summon Black Rose, but they don't have any value. They've used this one, so I mean, there's no point. Black Rose plus, I don't know, even Return from the Different Dimension wouldn't work. So Vayu, I mean, it would be terrible, Black Rose, because I would trigger these 3 cards. So they have to, I mean, okay, they have to do maybe Dark and Dragon. Now, let's see what's the target. The target is dupe. Okay, I get the effect. And I mean, that Darkness might be destroyed. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, this is 21, not 26. I get this one more. Okay, this is interesting, because of course I could summon one of 2 Monarchs, so that maybe that set card, maybe it's not anything useful. Maybe it's pulling drag or another virus. I mean, another virus would make sense, because I have added these 2 cards. I could use them, but still, if they use it now, this would trigger and summon the Monarchs, so it's not going to be incredibly useful. But still, what they didn't see is that with 2 of these cards plus Tribune, I can specially summon Swap Frog, Bounce, Light and Darkness, and Tribute Swap Frog and Tribune for Light and Darkness again. So this is... I don't know. It was better to destroy this one. It's good, but I mean, I want to do the Light and Darkness move. I mean, good not in this situation, but for the turn later, if everything goes smooth somehow. I mean, that card was not used on the attack of Light and Darkness and Prison and Mirror Force. I mean, I really think they would have activated it. Also Bottomless, because Light and Darkness was going to be weaker. But Bottomless Trapole is not a problem at this point. Maybe Oppression would be incredibly strong, but at that point I think I wouldn't have no options. I mean, it's pointless to attack with this one and destroy, and then get so many damage and lose. It's no point. I have to try this. If they don't Oppression, I bounce in Prio. If that is okay, and it is, I summon this one. Even if that's Solemn Judgment, Light and Darkness effect would activate, allowing me to special summon Caius and destroy this one. Yeah, because, yeah. So, let's see, nothing happens. I tell this one. Now, the problem is that for, to me, nonsense ruling of Edison, maybe not just Edison, Sirocco can activate its effect even if there is no other card or other monsters on the field, which is odd. It's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Usually works, because that effect would resolve in with no effect, actually. I mean, with no gain, but that can be activated, actually. So at this point, he needs one more card to discharge Light and Darkness. I mean, to make it 1100, so they can destroy it by battle and then summon, and then I will summon something. So let's see if they have something to chain. Okay, they don't know, they forgot about this strange ruling. They set one monster. Now, Kaiku is really incredible, because even if they have Vayu there, it's pointless, because they cannot declare the effect. This means that it's not I mean, they have no way of negating, of using all the negations of Light and Darkness Dragon. Also, that is the third Sirocco, 1, 2, and 3 here, meaning that they cannot draw into a Sirocco attacking to attack Kaiku, which is the fastest way of destroying it. So this is a really great position to me. So let's see if they have any responses. I don't think, because that card was not activated. Card trigger, okay, effect negated. Depends on what I got to draw. I don't know if there is something capable of saving it. Okay, let's see what was that. Card destruction. I mean, strange, but okay. And it was pulling drag, of course. Now, I mean, game 1, Aoi helped me to know my opponent's card, and I could actually plan many previous turns. I mean, many turns ahead what I was going to do, and that was enough. Actually, my opponent actually drew 7 cards in all the game. I mean, Greffer gave him access to plug and something else, but still Ryza and maybe not just Ryza, and maybe Aoi with knowledge allowed me, plug, his own plug after my Aoi allowed me to know all of their cards. So I was able to plan everything and so that I could make the actual right move, and there was not so much he could actually do at that point. Game 2 was really more difficult, more play, especially for the side and stuff. I did one misplay on one half misplay. I mean, a move that could have been better. They started with dash shoot, made a virus. This one was just milled, and okay, but I draw my side as well, like Vanity and Kaiko and Torrential in the right moment, and that was kind of useful, I think. Yeah, this was round 4. Okay, thank you for watching.